Ever watched a great trailer for a disappointing movie? Of course you have. We've all been there, right? You see this trailer, it promises action, comedy, drama, the whole shebang. So you buy the ticket, you grab the popcorn, and then the movie's just a total letdown. You walk out feeling kind of cheated. So, why does that happen? Well, here's the crazy part. The trailer didn't actually lie to you. Every single one of those awesome clips, they were really in the movie. The studio didn't fake a thing, they very carefully picked out the best 2 minutes from a 2-hour movie that was, let's be honest, not so great. They didn't tell you the whole story. And believe it or not, that very specific technique of persuasion, it has a name. Today we're going to break down something called card stacking and show you exactly how to spot a half-truth. So this whole movie trailer thing, let's call it the perfect trailer problem. It's probably the most relatable example of a really powerful persuasion technique. It's all about cherry-picking the good stuff to get you to believe something, or, to buy that movie ticket. All right, let's dig into what's really going on behind the scenes. It's all about stacking the deck.
Okay, this image nails the whole idea. Just imagine a card dealer, right? A really slick one. They arrange the deck so that you only see the winning hands, the aces, the kings, the queens. They're not making up fake cards, they're just controlling which ones you see. That, right there, is card stacking in a nutshell. And this is the really important part to get. Card stacking isn't about telling lies. It's about strategic omission. It's the art of showing you only one side of the story, the side that helps their argument, while conveniently leaving out everything that might contradict it. This is a classic propaganda technique. And you know why? Because it's super effective at shaping your opinion without ever telling an outright lie.
Okay, so now that we know what it is, let's go spot it in the wild. And I'm telling you, once you see this pattern, you are going to start seeing it everywhere. Seriously, from the grocery aisle to your TV screen. Let's start with food ads. You've seen it a million times. A package just screaming it at you, 60% less fat. And hey, that part's probably true. But what isn't it telling you? Well, to make those healthy fries taste good, maybe they had to pump them full of sugar or salt. See? They've stacked the deck. They show you the one good card and hide all the bad ones.
Oh, and reality TV, it's a total masterclass in card stacking. Think about it. Editors have hundreds, sometimes thousands of hours of footage. They can sift through all of that to find that one snarky comment, that one dramatic eye roll. They string just those moments together and boom, they've created a villain out of thin air. They're crafting a story that might have nothing to do with what actually went down.
You see this in the news, too. Ever watch a panel discussion about some big, complex issue and all 4 experts completely agree with each other? That's not an accident. That's stacking the deck. It makes it seem like there's a total consensus, like there's no other valid way to think about it. But really, they've just left the other side of the argument completely out of the room. And then, you've got the most extreme version. Card stacking is pretty much the engine that drives almost every conspiracy theory. Think about it. Believers grab onto any little piece of info, no matter how tiny or out of context, as long as it fits their story. And the mountains of evidence that contradict it, that's all fake news or part of the cover-up. They've literally built a reality using only the cards they want to play with.
So, to really see how this works from the inside, we're going to look at a pretty wild case study. It's from a novel called Confessions of a Professional Conspiracy Theorist, and it gives us this perfect peek behind the curtain at the people playing this half-truth game for a living.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? We never lied. So get this, in the story, a PR firm gets hired by both the tea industry and a huge coffee company. Their job? To steal customers from each other. And not by convincing people to start drinking coffee or tea, but by making them scared of the drink they already loved. It was just a game to them, and the sales numbers were the scoreboard. So how did they pull it off? Just like you see here, they basically created this seesaw of fear. 1 week, they'd go after coffee. They'd find some obscure scientific paper about a potential carcinogen from roasting beans and blow it up into a huge scare story. Then, the next week, they'd switch sides. They'd dig up a report about fluoride in cheap tea bags and connect it to bone pain. And the crazy part? Every single fact was technically true, just completely ripped out of its context. And this is the really clever, kind of sinister part. They knew their real weapon wasn't the facts themselves. It was fear. They took these tiny, context-free truths and used them to poke at everyone's general anxieties about their health. They weren't just stacking cards, they were playing on our insecurities to change the habits of millions of people. Okay, so knowing all this, the big question is, How do you protect yourself from it? How do you learn to see the whole story and not just the parts someone wants you to see?
Well, it really starts with having your own little critical thinking toolkit. So the next time you hear some big claim, doesn't matter if it's in an ad, a news story, or just a conversation, just pause and ask yourself a few simple questions. First, what information might be missing here? Second, who actually benefits if I believe this story? Third, are they only showing me the good parts? And maybe the most important one, is this fact being served up without its full context?
Because at the end of the day, the world is full of people trying to sell you something, an idea, a product, a belief. The cards are always being stacked, in ways both big and small. The only real question is, are you watching the dealer's hands?